After David became king over all Israel, his heart yearned for one thing above all others. He longed to bring the Ark of the Covenant, the very symbol of God's holy presence, into Jerusalem. This was more than a political move, it was a spiritual imperative. With great celebration, David gathered 30,000 chosen men. The ark was placed upon a new cart, and the air vibrated with music and shouts of joy as their journey began. But as they reached the threshing floor of Nacon, the oxen stumbled. In that critical moment, Uzzah reached out to steady the ark, to prevent it from falling. And in that instant, God struck him down. What had begun with such exuberant joy was suddenly overshadowed by profound fear and sorrow. David was stunned and afraid to bring the ark any further into the city. He left it instead at the house of Obed-Edom the Gittite. The weight of God's holiness was palpable. For 3 months, the ark of the Lord remained at Obed-Edom's house. During this time, the Lord blessed Obed-Edom and his entire household abundantly. News of this blessing reached King David. He understood then that God's presence was not to be treated lightly or casually. The first attempt, though well-intentioned, had lacked the proper reverence and obedience to God's specific commands. David knew he must honor God's holiness properly. This time, the ark was carried by the Levites, as the law commanded, on their shoulders. After every 6 steps, they stopped to offer sacrifices to the Lord. David, no longer concerned with kingly attire, wore only a simple linen ephod. He danced before the Lord with all his might, uninhibited in his devotion. The people shouted, trumpets sounded, and the ark finally entered the city. Joy overflowed in Jerusalem, a profound sense of God's presence filling the air. Yet, not all rejoiced. From a window, Michal, David's wife, looked on with contempt at his undignified display. She saw only a king debasing himself. But David's response was powerful and profound. He declared that he would celebrate before the Lord, who had chosen him. He would be even more undignified than this if it meant honoring him. This story reminds us that true worship is not about appearances or human pride. It is about awe, reverence, and joyful surrender before a holy God.